We are happy to be joined at this hour by the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, who has co-sponsored the House Democrat Police Reform Bill, and that's California Congresswoman Karen Bass. Congresswoman, for all those who have, and this is, forgive the pessimism, who have learned over the years not to expect much from Washington, isn't this sadly just more confirmation bias that they shouldn't expect much from Washington?
No, absolutely not. You know, I am proud that we will pass the bill off the floor today. You described what happened in the Senate, but the process doesn't end from there. You know, there is more discussions to happen. I was on the floor talking to my Republican colleagues today, and I called Senator Scott. We came in together. There will be conversations, so I don't see this as the end of the process at all. What the world is witnessing is how the sausage is made, with the tens of thousands of people that are marching in every state of the union, the fact that there are people in other countries marching for human rights in the United States. I believe you know that this was raised at the United Nations by 54 African countries. We absolutely must act, but it's important that we not act symbolically. We have to act with substance. And so I believe that we will come together. I think it will just take a while. And if you think about it, Brian, you know that Congress can take 20 years or 20 days to act. The fact that we are voting on anything this soon, you know, George Floyd was tragically murdered on May 25th. And so it took us 1 month to develop comprehensive legislation. That's record speed for Congress. We are not going to stop until we get a transformative bill on the president's desk.
All right, I'll give you that much. But as you guys in Congress do your thing, maybe the other way to ask this is, isn't this a great time for governors and mayors to also step up?
Absolutely it is. And, you know, that's one of the things about the process, too. While we are undergoing what we're doing in Washington, it has helped states and local governments act as well. And so I think all of the movement that is happening right now is really exciting to me. You know, it takes a while, but it's better that we take a while and we get it right, rather than just pass something that is superficial. Why do we need to study chokeholds? Why do we need to study no-knock warrants? We know about these things. We know that people have been killed all across the country. You just showed the young man there. He might have been intoxicated, but you try having 2 or 3 people sit on your chest, and let's see whether or not you live. Sometimes it's not about the neck. Sometimes it's about the chest. And that's what happened to that young man. And so I think that we are far ahead than what I would have thought. I don't know when is the last time that Congress, both houses of Congress, entertained any legislation related to police.
Finally, about the phrase defund the police, I watched an interview with you so closely because you have been around and you live in the real world. You kind of knew when it first became public that it was going to be trouble. And here we note all the people who believe in it passionately. We also note that everyone who's been on my broadcast to talk about it has felt the need to explain what it means. And I believe you were among the first to say, in effect, folks, this is going to become an ad for Republicans. This is going to be used against us politically. And of course, it has already.
But, you know, the thing is that in our bill, we provide for grants to community-based organizations to begin to re-envision policing. And we have to say, you can talk to a police officer any day of the week, and they're the first to tell you they're not a social worker. Why should they be involved in solving marital disputes? Why should they be involved in helping people who are mentally ill? In Los Angeles, we have a jail that's called the Twin Towers. We say in LA it's the most expensive mental health institution in the country. What has happened is we have divested from cities, we have shredded the safety net, and then we leave the police to pick up the pieces. And so police budgets keep going up when social services and health services and economic supports go down. We need to right that ship. and we believe that our bill takes the first step in that direction. We're going to get it done, Brian. Have some faith. We don't want the American people to be cynical. We want them to keep protesting every single day. I want the protests to be peaceful, but that's the kind of pressure that Congress needs in order to act.
Optimism noted. Before I let you go, can you confirm something I read about you today, that you are among those being vetted by one Joe Biden to potentially be a VP pick?
Well, you know what? We will leave that to the campaign to say, but I do want you to know that I have singular focus right now, and that's on the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act.
The veteran Congresswoman Karen Bass, our thanks very much for spending some time with us. Good luck to you at your day job.